G'day folks, welcome to a nice little Thursday afternoon. Well, it's actually night out there by the looks of it. It's going to be one of the last late Thursday nights that I work for a while because things are changing, and for the better, at least money wise and work productivity wise. I'm stepping up in the game at work. I've officially been given the role of supervisor for metal shop. Basically the whole place is mine to oversee and control. I mean, I still have my superior, Terry. He's going to be the final say on major things, but when it comes to actually getting stuff done and driving production forward and faster, maintaining quality, stock levels, all that sort of thing, it's basically all in my court. So it's going to be a fun next few months, including supervisor training, forklift licensing, all that sort of stuff. And I'm also going to be working every single Friday. Not all day though, it'll certainly just be a 4-hour morning thing. I'm kind of meeting him halfway on that one. And again, the extra dollars in my pocket will be greatly useful, particularly in spearheading some of the more expensive projects that I've been avoiding recently. Money hasn't been a major problem, but still, it's still a hobby shop and you can only justify so much. So going from the old days of processing videos to some newer days, perhaps I might upgrade the workshop PCs to some decent little powerhouses, and likewise just keep on working on and upgrading equipment. Time wise, I won't have as much time to work on trivial projects. There will still be equipment autopsies, there will still be just stuff that generally interests me, but I'm not going out of my way to do anything particular. I do want to get back into the turbojet, particularly now that the weather's gotten a lot colder and wetter. It's a lot less fire hazardous. And again, I just realised I've still got that photo film developer out there to strip down as well. So there is a metric ton of stuff to get through. But we'll do it bit by bit. I'll just have to make some sacrifices. And it's all good. It's going to work out really well. So as you can see, I've got rid of a few plasmas. I'm getting through that pile soon. That board for that one's still on its way. That one there's throwing up 6 black bars across through the centre of the screen. They're not spread out evenly across the panel. They're more centralised, or almost centralised. So it looks like a driver issue. It'll probably get stripped down and scrapped. I've got to pick up a 46-inch XB something Sony tomorrow from the local appliance store. They said they've got one there for me. It's going to go in the skip otherwise, so I'll jump down there tomorrow morning and grab that. But being a standard definition panel like the one behind it, I'm not in any particular hurry to fix it. It is identical to the ones that I used for my LG Plasma Arc panel videos. So I do have spare boards, but not the revision of driver board that has. This is out of one of the TVs that I nuked in the Arc video, but the board that's in the one I've got here is almost twice the size and has a lot more semiconductors on it. So they haven't changed the power supply. I did try swapping the power supply, but yeah, they haven't changed a lot, but they have changed the panel revision in that one. So the driver board's a lot bigger. They've got a much smarter looking driver system on it, but it still failed. So it's probably junk. Anyway, yeah, I'm cleaning up a bit, and I'm going to rerun some cables. I've got four lengths of cable tray today, some more Cat 5e crimp tool, and I'm trying to find some connectors for solid core wire, but it looks like I'm going to have to use punch down panels and actual wall plate connectors rather than end connectors, because it seems to be that stranded Cat 5e is more favourable for like just patch cords themselves. Solid core generally doesn't get used for like crimp-on connectors anymore. It's more for point-to-point through punch-down panels. But anyway, I picked that up today so I can rerun a few things, and I couldn't find a single retailer in town with crimp-on solid core connectors, which kind of sucks. But I'm going to have to either order them in or get some stranded cable, because every retailer has connectors for stranded cable. They do not have them for solid core. Apart from that, I want to get back into pulling this engine down. I want to find out if that head works alright. I've got my radar transponder, or sorry, radar magnetron unit back, so I can, yeah, we're going to have a good look at that this weekend as well. I'm pretty sure it's made by Raytheon, or similar. Most of the vacuum tubes are marked Raytheon. And I've also got the unit that it connects to. It's all part of the Sabre jets, Sabre F-86Es, weapons targeting radar and range finding radar. It's all combined into one, and they're the only two parts of the unit that I've got. I don't have the heads up display or the range finder or anything like that. I don't have the radar antenna, but I do have the biggest parts of the unit. I don't know if they're the most important. That'd definitely be the most important, being the magnetron. But yeah, that's some really cool stuff. So we're going to have a close look at that fairly soon. Apart from that, yeah, I'm going to rerun this abominable cable run that I've got here. It's a mixture of good stuff and bad stuff. So I'm going to run cable trays all the way through. It'll mean getting stuff disconnected, or at least I'll disconnect it and then just get my mate to come and double check and sign everything off, as usual. I do most of the work, and I just pay a slab of beer for a sign off on the electrical work. It works really well around here. Probably not legal, but who cares? It's a hobby shop. When I moved in here, there were 2 rotted out, degraded extension cords running through this place, and that was it. Nowadays there's a whole lot more. But yeah, I've got to get that Ethernet away from the main power. And this is sort of how I'm going to do it. I'm going to have Ethernet and power. They'll be within the same tray, but they won't be like tied together with each other. That should help my bandwidth a little bit. Hell, if I've got enough of this stuff, I might even run 2 trays side by side. One for data, one for power. Because the power cables are limited in length. Without adding junction boxes, I can't extend them too far, but Ethernet and any kind of comm stuff, I can just rerun that anytime I want. Power has to be, well, power. It's 240 volts at many amps in some cases. But Ethernet, I can rerun that anywhere. Hell, I could run it down the center of the roof if I wanted to, or run it inboard up here. I've probably got enough cable tray to do 2 separate runs, 2 feet apart, and get total separation from AC. Particularly when I'm welding with the TIG. The high frequency starter on the TIG has a habit of forcing the router to reboot, or not the router, the switch. I've got a 16 port switch, and the thing just has a complete shit fit whenever I weld something to the side of the shed, like all that bracketry up there. I was dropping the internet and just rebooting the thing. I had to go inside and actually hard reset the modem itself after it had a shit fit. It's yeah, the high frequency going to ground, HF start, was messing with my Ethernet. And a few people suggested on the Geek Group IRC that it's because I've just basically loomed everything together. I've just dragged all the cables through in the one area, and they're cross interfering with each other. So yeah, cable trays. They're about $27 a length, I think. It's about 27 bucks trade, so they're not cheap, but they're cheaper than the big wide ladder type ones. I wanted to get the ladder type ones with the specially made corner pieces and everything, but there isn't enough room in the roof space to put them up, and they were probably 4 times the price. So we'll settle for the cheap, nasty. Well, they're not nasty, but they're cheap, flexible pressed metal ones. Anyway, yeah, as I said before, things are going to change a bit, or at least slow down a little bit. Might do some more quieter weeknight videos, but again, depending on workload, I might be too buggered for that as well. So yeah, you might just see fewer projects, but just more high dollar projects. Maybe more cars, well, definitely more cars. I'm already tempted to go and buy another car just to muck around with. Not fix up and put on the road just to have as a backyard pet. But yeah, that's just me. Anyway, that's about all for now, and thanks for watching, and thanks to all my subscribers and friends and people. You all make it worthwhile.